1980s that has now in retrospect been completely false. And it was a fiction that harmed a lot of innocent folk. There were a lot of innocent people. Some of them were witches or practitioners of the esoteric in any way, and they got caught up in these baseless accusations of abuse. So if ever I hear that, I caution people to take a yellow light and to go slowly, because we have to be very careful when we start to point fingers.
Couple more minutes left of the program. Let's go to Mary in Hollywood, Florida. Hi, Mayor. Go ahead.
Good morning. Hi.
Hi.
I personally do not agree with that, because Halloween is the eve before All Saints. Does that mean they're going to change also November 2nd?
Right.
Or first, yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
It's a very good observation, actually.
And what is
Very good
change
observation.
later on? Maybe they'll change Christmas to October 16th.
You never know. Thanks, Mary. Appreciate it. Donna in California. Donna, would you change the date?
Oh, hi. Thank you very much for taking my call.
Sure.
Oh, well, I think it's already been changed because people celebrated on Saturday for their kids. But, you know, we changed Sacred Light celebrated more at Chronicle trees. So they'll start fencing them out, and they even have them off the street where everybody can get dressed up. You really know the true of the Bible and the church holiday and church out. But I wanted to ask you, because the fact that I was born and intuitive all my life, I have seen 11 everywhere. Those 11 men counters. Are you
Cuyahoga County Family Service Justice Center will host its annual Camp Hope beginning on Sunday. Camp Hope is the first camp program in the United States tailored to children who have witnessed domestic violence. The camp focuses on building resiliency and helping children believe in themselves. Trevor Bauer is gone, but he has not forgotten.
So when I look back at the last 6 years of my life, I'll be left with one takeaway. How special my time here has been. Thank you, Cleveland.
The former Indians pitcher narrated a thank you video for the fans of Cleveland to mark his time in Northeast Ohio. He used the 22-game winning streak in 2017 as the highlight of his time in Cleveland. And they asked the question 35 years ago, where's the beef? So now we know where it's not, in the Impossible Whopper. Burger King will bring the Impossible Burger to all its restaurants after the success of the meatless, plant-based burger in test markets, and the FDA has finally given its approval to key blood-stimulating ingredients that make the Impossible Burger look, feel, and taste beef-like. Starting September 4th, the company will be able to sell it directly to customers. I'm Vic Gideon. Our next news at the bottom of the hour at 5:30 or anytime on Facebook or Twitter at WTAM 1100.
You talked about it. Did you see the Trevor Bauer video?
Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
I thought the same thing.
I retweeted it yesterday. I said mixed emotions watching it, but a class touch.
You know what? And I thought he put it together himself. That had to be professionally done. Some of those shots and the aerials, and I mean, it looked like it would take it a month to do.
Well, he can do a lot with a laptop. But that's Bauer. I mean, but that was
very hard.
Very well done.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, thanks, pal. 507. This is Bill Wills. Good morning. We're on your money in 2 minutes.
Cleveland's News Radio is at your beck and call.
News, traffic, weather, and sports.
Ask Alexa to play WTAM 1100 on iHeartRadio.
Cleveland's news, talk, and sports from the Cleveland Ford Lincoln Studios, featuring the 2019 Lincoln MKC.
Hear that? That's the sweet sound of Minute Maid slushies at McDonald's, turning up your summer. Every sip, slurp, and brought to you by 3 refreshingly chilled flavors like blue raspberry, fruit punch, and new sweet peach. Only at McDonald's and only for summer. At participating McDonald's for a limited time. Minute Maid is a trademark of Coca-Cola Company.
This is Bill Wills. You still have time to replace your windows and save money this summer. Then you'll be ready also for the cold winter months. Replace your windows now with new windows from Universal Windows Direct. Beautiful windows that are built to last. They guarantee for as long as you own your home and for 30 years the next homeowner. And right now for this great window, for every window you buy, get the next window free. And they've got a 0% financing offer for 36 months. Find out more. UniversalWindowsDirect.com or call 216-518-8900. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
At Cleveland Clinic, we put you and your family first, because you become a part of ours as soon as you walk through our doors. It's one of the reasons why we're the best in Ohio, providing care for everything, from the everyday to the extraordinary, for world-class treatment, for all our neighbors in Northeast Ohio, for every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic. To see why we are top ranked, visit clevelandclinic.org/rankings.
For most of us, the ringing of a Salvation Army bell is a sound we associate with Christmas. But sadly, poverty and hunger take no summer vacation. Please help families in need this summer by donating to the Salvation Army. Visit salvationarmyohio.org.
Dish and Sling customers, you're no longer able to watch the Indians on Sports Time Ohio. Don't miss another game. Drop Dish and Sling and switch TV providers now by calling 866-FOX-FANS or visit keepmyhometeams.com.
News you can use. News about your money.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. A Wall Street rebound turned into another sell-off after President Trump announced an escalation of the trade war with China. The president will impose 10% tariffs on Chinese goods that until now have not been subject to U.S. duties. The tariff threat also sent oil prices into a tailspin. Crude posted the biggest loss in more than 4 years. The July unemployment report will be out before the markets open this morning. Mark Hamrick is the senior economic analyst at Bankrate.com.
I think it's reasonable to expect about 150,000 jobs added on the month. You know, the fact of the matter is that the U.S. economy is slowing. The question is how much, and then again, how much is that affecting the job market?
Hamrick says the average monthly number of new jobs so far this year is down about 20% from 2018. He sees the unemployment rate holding steady. It was at 3.7% in June. Other indicators are also on the way. They'll cover international trade, factory orders, and consumer sentiment. Jeff Bellinger, Bloomberg Radio.
Filling up the weekend, 276 average for a gallon of gas, by the way. It's 10 after 5. Your traffic and weather on the 10s, mornings and afternoons. WTAM, 1100. This is Bill Wills. Pat Butler's on your drive all morning. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning, Bill. From the Elk and Elk Traffic Center, if you're injured because of medical malpractice, call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. It's a pretty good highway drive for you so far. Everything light on 90 east side and west side, and 77 north is still 15 minutes from 82 in Brecksville up to East 9th Street downtown. One spot to avoid, there's an accident with a car into a building. St. Clair is blocked off between East 140th and Hayden Avenue. This report is brought to you by ExpressPros.com. August 8th is National Interview Day for Express Employment Professionals. Apply now to start the search for your next job. Visit ExpressPros.com/interview day for more information. Don't forget, job seekers never pay a fee at Express. Next traffic update in 10 minutes at 5:20. Pat Butler, WTAM traffic on 1100 AM and 106.9.
Another beautiful summer day ahead of you. Channel 3 meteorologist Matt Webb says sunshine, pleasant low 80s. Pretty much that way for the weekend, too. 63 right now at your severe weather station. Coming up, what's going on this weekend? A lot of music around, and how about David Griffin, former GM of the Cavs, win a championship, the guy's miserable.
Everybody's talking about Diamonds Direct.
It's amazing. They'll be our jewelers for life at this point.
You could not beat the prices that I got at Diamonds Direct.
The middleman was cut out, and that's what we liked about Diamonds Direct.
You could come in here and then go online and research it yourself. You cannot beat the values that Diamonds Direct gives you.
Diamonds Direct had a bigger selection for us to choose from that same day. They didn't have to order out. They had them in store.
It's comfortable and it's laid back, but it's efficient and professional.
Very laid back. Not one time did we feel like we were being pressured.
Go to Diamonds Direct. Don't go anywhere else and don't waste your time. This is the place you need to be.
They have a great ability to meet your budget and give you the biggest bang.
As a matter of fact, my insurance company recommends Diamonds Direct.
You should go into Diamonds Direct, see what they're all about, and I promise you won't want to go anywhere else.
It's unanimous. Diamonds Direct is the people's choice for selection, for quality, for guidance, and of course, for value. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. At the corner of Richmond and Cedar Road.
The best brown Browns coverage of Browns training camp throughout the morning on Cleveland's Morning News with Wilson Snyder, WTAM 1100.
Scrimmage tomorrow night downtown. A lot of music around, too, this weekend. You going to Brad Paisley tonight, Blossom?
You tell her down at the bank. Just another checking account. Plumber that came today. Just another house.
Got to work the orchestra in on Saturday, and then by Sunday night, Dean and Nancy Wilson, they had a couple issues backstage, shall we say, a year or so ago, but they're back together. Playing the music, Hard Sunday night at Blossom. A lot going on. Vintage, Ohio, too, this weekend. Starts today. Enjoy wine. Cleveland's Morning News with Wills and Snyder. It's 5:13. Scott Scooteries, producer extraordinaire, alongside. Trending at WTAM.com, WillsandSnyder.com, Wills and Snyder Facebook page. A little politics first. Democrats have debated twice this week. Paul Begala, the forehead, as Rush refers to it, right?
Yes, he
Former Democrat...
He was on with Jake Tapper,
helper to Bill Clinton, right?
Yeah, and he says the Dem candidates are setting themselves up to lose in 2020.
Well, Kamala Harris should have said some people need to be incarcerated. She should have turned to Tulsi Gabbard and said, yes, I raised bail on people who create gun violence, because gun violence is an epidemic. No, but this is my problem. The whole two-day debate is I believe many of these candidates seeking to win the nomination are setting themselves up to lose the presidency to Donald Trump.
By running so far to the left?
Yes.
Begala's warning. A lot of people thinking the same thing when you see what the Democrats are offering this week. And the other interesting story of the morning, David Griffin, when he left here, he had talked about not being real happy and there's so many pressures but he basically came out, and you can see more at WillsandSnyder.com and the Facebook page. LeBron made him miserable, I guess, huh?
We won a championship, and it wasn't terribly enjoyable to go through the process heading up to that, because there were so many things that mattered more than the we of our team. Culturally, we were individuals, and we were trying to gel individuals rather than raising a family from the beginning. And it's because when LeBron's on a series of one-year deals, you have to view what you're doing as winning that championship. You view it more as a sprint than you do the holistic approach that you can take when you start from the beginning. So in New Orleans, we've been able to start from the beginning and to sort of grow this in a mindful, sustainable way. When LeBron lands on Cleveland again, and the expectation is you better win a championship now, the game changed so radically that it wasn't really possible to do a lot of the things you would have liked to have done because you didn't learn how to win together.
He's pretty much saying, I think, what we all thought at the time, Mike Snyder, when it comes to it's all about LeBron anyway.
Well, it was about, of course, instead of developing players, you were trading draft picks to get veterans. You know, you had Korver, you brought in Mike Miller. You were always looking for that guy to win now, and you never really were given the, with the Lakers now, I mean, LeBron's lengthy contract there, they're allowed to bring some young guys, although the pressure, I think, is on them to win this year, because he's running out of time. So, yeah, I mean, it was a yearly thing that they never, were able to develop any players, because you were constantly in that moment, as he said.
A lot of people talking about Griffin and CNN and all that stuff at the Wills and Snyder Facebook page, WillsandSnyder.com, right?
Correct. Go there, you check it out.
At the Facebook page as well. All right, thanks, Scott. 5:15, Sports Morning, 50 and 45 past. Mike Snyder.
The thing that surprised me from when I read that article, Ben, and we have it posted, is him saying how he was like, he cried after they won the championship, and that he was so miserable that he didn't enjoy that part of it.
Gets a ring and you're not happy.
Because it was he, after they had lost Game 4 and they were down 3-1, he was the one that came out with the email that said, hey, we're going to win this thing. It was an internal thing, and they went on it. So, all right, well, David Griffin trying to build things with the Pelicans now, I guess organically. Danny Salazar was back on the mound for the first time in nearly 2 years last night.
The last time Danny Salazar pitched in a Major League game, September 27th of 2017. The pitch swung on, whacked to deep center field, and this ball is gone. It clears the 19-foot wall in center, and George Springer has blasted his 25th home run, and it didn't take long for Danny Salazar to understand that he's not in Akron or Columbus or Arizona anymore. Welcome back to the big leagues.
Salazar actually got through 4 innings, allowing just 2 runs, but the Indians' bullpen yielded 5 in the 7th and 8th innings, and the Tribe fell to the Astros 7-1. Newcomers Yasiel Puig and Franmil Reyes were in the lineup. Puig went 1 for 3 with a double. Reyes went 1 for 4. Now, Salazar got through the 4 innings, but his velocity was very underwhelming. Never, I think, threw a pitch faster than 87 miles an hour, and he revealed that he tweaked his groin in the first inning, so he'll be evaluated today. Terry Francona was not in the dugout yesterday after undergoing emergency eye surgery. It appears he'll be back today. Indians have a schedule listed with him scheduled to meet the media prior to tonight's series opener against the Angels at 7:10, which you can hear right here. Mike Clevenger on the mound for the Tribe. And despite the loss last night, the Indians stayed 3 behind the Twins. Fortunately, the Marlins rallied and shocked them with a walk-off win in Florida last night. Browns gearing up for their Orange and Brown scrimmage at the stadium tomorrow. Current Browns kickers have been underwhelming through camp. Boy, a great kicker is going to sign with them today, but it's just a 1-day deal. Phil Dawson will sign a contract with the Browns today and then officially announce his retirement at the age of 44. 20 seasons in the league, 14 with the Browns, and he wants to retire a Cleveland Brown. Great move, really, by the organization. I'll tell you, the Browns organization has really done some great things off the field this week with some of the announcements, and this is a very nice one. Dawson, when you think about it, he and Josh Cribbs, they've been really the big stories and the most positive stories of the Browns since 1999. Of course, now to what we've seen develop over the last year with Baker Mayfield and company. Hall of Fame game last night. Denver wins on the final minute over Atlanta 14-10. Neither team played their starting quarterbacks, though. Ryan didn't go for Atlanta. Flacco did not play for Denver. And as you heard, former Cavs GM David Griffin, talking to Sports Illustrated, said despite winning the championship with the Cavs in 2016, he was miserable in terms of the pressure to put together a team year in, year out with LeBron on 1-year contracts. He now heads up Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans organization. You can check out that entire article on the Wilson Snyder page at WTAM.com. Home of the Indians and the Cavs, Mike Snyder, News Radio WTAM 1100. Time for a training camp report brought to you by your locally owned Cleveland area Buffalo Wild Wings, your fantasy football destination. Todd Monken is the new Browns offensive coordinator, and he said yesterday that Odell Beckham Jr. really brings much more than great hands to the team as a receiver.
Special talent in that he can play all 3 positions. He's not a guy that, probably isn't as comfortable inside. He is comfortable inside. He can play all 3 positions. You can move him around, find different ways to get him the ball. He's been great so far.
Browns will practice today, and then the Orange and Brown scrimmage tomorrow at 4 at the stadium. With your training camp report, I'm Mike Snyder.
Here we go. This training camp report is brought to you by your locally owned Cleveland area Buffalo Wild Wings, your fantasy football destination. It's called Happy Hour for a reason. Get the Buffalo Wild Wings now for $3 Bud Light and Coors Light drafts, $3 select premium shots, $5 loaded nachos, and more. So what are you waiting for? Get here and get happy. Buffalo Wild Wings.
520 at News Radio WTAM 1100. This is Bill Wills. Good morning. Thanks for being here, making us part of your day. We appreciate it. Your traffic and weather on the 10s, mornings and afternoons. Here's Penn Butler.
From the Elk Canal Traffic Center, if you are injured because of medical malpractice, call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Pretty good highway drive starting things off so far this morning. 71 north is still light around the Metro Health Curve. The inbound East Shoreway is still a 15-minute ride between the Euclid Spur and Dead Man's Curve heading towards downtown. One spot to avoid, though, an accident with a car into a building has St. Clair closed down between East 140th and Hayden Avenue. This report is brought to you by ExpressPros.com. August 8th is National Interview Day for Express Employment Professionals. Apply now to start the search for your next job. Visit ExpressPros.com/interview day for more information. Don't forget, job seekers never pay a fee at Express. Next traffic update in 10 minutes at 5:30. Cap Butler, WTAM traffic on 1100 AM and 106.9 FM.
Cleveland weather, your Channel 3 forecast. Meteorologist Matt Wayne.
Well, hi there, Bill. Happy Friday to you. It does not get any better than this across northern Ohio. We've got sunny skies in the forecast, not just today, but Saturday and Sunday as well. High temperatures each day in the low to mid-80s.
Temp right now 63 at your severe weather station. News Radio WTAM 1100. News updates, top bottom of the hour. Trending stories at 5:30 with Vic Gideon.
A tragedy in Strongsville as a 3-year-old toddler drowns in a pool. She had autism. I'll have the latest on that story. The president comes to Ohio, a battleground state, as everything starts to heat up. In fact, his trade war with China is heating up. We'll also tell you how you can save some ways on back-to-school items over the weekend. Those stories and more coming up at 5:30.
A couple news stories from overseas. Bill Zimper joins us on News Radio WTAM 1100. Well, a week or two ago, big headline was ships safely getting through near Iran and worry about escorts, and the U.S. and evidently our allies don't quite see eye to eye. What's going on?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a fracture here, and this is a concern as we continue to try to solve this Iran situation. What came out yesterday? Germany came out yesterday and said it would not be participating in the U.S. plan to secure shipping in the Persian Gulf area. Not only that, they say they would pursue the European plan put forth by the U.K. and France, adding that the U.S. policy of maximum pressure on Iran is wrong. In addition to this, Japan has now confirmed, Bill, that they will not take part in a U.S. proposal to put together an international flotilla to secure shipping in the Gulf area. Just another sign that U.S. relations with even our own allies may not be great right now, and others may be disagreeing with what we're doing with Iran. One of those latest moves, putting sanctions on their foreign minister, Javad Zarif, that would freeze any of his assets here in the United States and restrict his international travel. Iran responded to that bill by calling it childish.
Normally with Iran, you have the hardliners with the moderates as well, and here's yet another situation they're trying to manage on their end, right?
Absolutely. They're trying to manage it as well. And on this end, there's been another development. The Daily Beast reporting that Senator Lindsey Graham may get involved in policy with Iran. He is reportedly working with the Trump administration on a revised nuclear deal with Iran. Not sure about this. Lindsey Graham may be just another hardliner in the Trump administration trying to crack down on Iran.
Interesting. Bill Zimper on it this morning. Bill, thank you. Have a good weekend, by the way.
You too, Bill. Thanks.
Hey, one other news story interesting for the week. If you're a Capital One card holder, have you gotten in the email saying, hey, you may have a problem? Capital One breach story, big story this week. Software engineer, one person found a vulnerability, and over 100 million people had their information unsecured, if you will. Brad Garrett, our crime terrorism analyst, on this morning. This is fascinating. One person with a laptop, I guess, huh?
Yeah, software engineer. Has a lot of troubling issues, I suppose, in her personality, but she, it appears, without a lot of detail, Bill, that she was able to basically get through their firewall. They don't think it was particularly sophisticated, and it's a bit concerning because the way these software companies work with like Capital One is to create blocks in these walls. I mean, they even have technology, Bill, that tells you if you have vulnerability in your firewall. So, Capital One has a big issue here as to how she got in and effectively stole millions of pieces of Social Security numbers, bank account numbers, and they didn't even know about it until they got a tip that it had been stolen.
A couple layers on this. I've noticed in the last month or so, in going to websites or using online services I've used in the past, all of a sudden they're going to text me a security code, just I guess to make sure it's me, and you enter that in and you go on in. So I guess that's something we're all seeing. With different layers, this is a concern though, the whole cyber threat thing, right?
It is, and it's an inconvenience factor. Think about this. I mean, like, when I log on to Amazon, I have that, they call it two-step authentication.
Right.
And then you have to make sure you log off when you get done with your purchases, because you're then still connected to Amazon. In theory, if somebody is into your system, they can then use, while you're online, get into Amazon and potentially order stuff. So that means you have to click out. It's just like, Bill, keeping things open that you don't need open, even on your phone. Like, if you're not going anywhere, why do you have Waze on, for example? It's just another place that potential data could get hooked.
Good tips, good reminders. You and your better half, you're married, you got a few kids. I mean, there's all sorts of opportunities for hacks then, right?
Oh, it's just everywhere. Well, think about this. That MasterCard says on an average day, 500,000 people try to break into their system. 500,000 in one day.
Wow. Crime terrorism analyst Brad Garrett on cybersecurity this morning, following up on this Capital One breach. All right, good stuff. Brad, thanks much.
Take care, Bill.
Somebody asked me the other day what I think about the Browns this season. So I told them the same thing I'm going to tell you now.
Listen like everybody else when I talk about it on my show.
I'm on today, starting at 3 on WTAM 1100.
Hi, this is Bill Wills. Thinking about remodeling your kitchen? Great idea. Have you already looked at kitchen cabinets and maybe the price scared you off a bit? Bet you didn't look at Northeast Factory Direct. Alex keeps costs low. A lot of other stores have fancy showrooms, lots of high overhead, and that's why they have to charge you so much. Not Northeast Factory Direct. They've got a great selection of kitchen cabinets for you and some great savings too. For a limited time, if you buy new cabinets, you'll get a sink and faucet for free. Northeast Factory Direct, West 140th Street, Cleveland, Lakeland Boulevard, Euclid, or Freeway Drive, Macedonia. Start online at northeastfactorydirect.com.
Ride in style to see the Indians and celebrate happy hour with Miller Lite in the district. Get to any participating retailer to score shuttle service, Indians tickets, and a Miller Lite branded t-shirt for select games this summer. Plus, each ticket is loaded with credit toward your first purchase, courtesy of Miller Lite.
Message and data rates may apply.
Earning your degree from one of the top business schools in the country might sound impossible to fit into your workload. But what if there were a business degree that advanced your career skills and gave you access to world-renowned faculty, leaders, and mentors all on your schedule? One that opened doors to some of the most influential CEOs, tech companies, law firms, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders. And what if you could earn that degree in as little as 16 months, 100% online? Find out more. Text DRIVE to 79645. Start on the path to earning your MBA or Business Analytics Master's degree online from the W.P. Carey School of Business at Arizona State University today. Learn more about the graduate programs from the top-ranked W.P. Carey School of Business at Arizona State University, offered 100% online. Text DRIVE to 79645. That's DRIVE to 79645.
Is your financial advisor going to retire when you do? Is now the time for a second opinion on your portfolio and financial plan? You deserve a Forbes & Barron's top-ranked financial planning team to see your family through your entire retirement. At NCA Financial Planners, our clients work with a multi-generational team, allowing for continuity over many decades. Visit ncafinancial.com to schedule an initial meeting today.
NCA Financial Planners are Maple Heights at 440-473-1115. Security and advisory services offered through Royal Alliance, member of FINRA, SIPC. NCA Financial Planners is not affiliated with Royal Alliance.
Earn points, eat free. That's how simple Quaker Steak & Lube's new Revved Up Rewards program is. Earn free wings, earn free burgers, even earn free steak. Sign up for Revved Up Rewards at thelube.com today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. So, while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Home of the Indians and Cavaliers. This is News Radio WTAM 1100, an iHeart radio station.
Sad story out of Strongsville involving the death of a 3-year-old this morning. Big Gideon's got that and all the news coming up. 5:30 the time. This is Bill Wills. Good morning. Cleveland's morning news with Wills and Steiner. Your traffic and weather on the 10. Mornings and afternoons. Here's Trent Bowler.
From the Elk Traffic Center, if you were injured because of medical malpractice, call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Pretty good highway drive for you right now. 90 east on the west side, still 10 minutes between Rocky River and the Inner Belt heading into downtown. 71 north looks good. From Snow Road and Brook Park up to the Metro Health Curve, a 10-minute drive. Next traffic update in 10 minutes at 5:40. Cap Other, WTAM traffic on 1100 AM and 106.9 FM.
Bright sunshine expected to continue on our Friday. A very pleasant day once again with highs in the lower 80s.
Channel 3 meteorologist Matt Wentz in for Holly this morning. Temp, I got 63 from the Stinkery line at Mr. Hero Weather Center. This report brought to you by ExpressPros.com. August 8th, National Interview Day for Express Employment Professionals. Apply now. Start the search for your next job. Visit ExpressPros.com/interview day for more information. Don't forget, job seekers never pay a fee at Express. 5:31, let's plug into the news. Here's Big Gideon.
A 3-year-old girl with autism has died in Strongsville, drowning in a neighbor's pool after neighbors initially saw her running up and down a sidewalk on Cook Road by Pearl at about 1 in the afternoon, according to neighbors.
I know that I was scaring her when I was walking towards her, let alone running after her. I tried to speak with her. She really didn't have any verbal skills.
Her mother, Jessica Baxby, left her sleeping in the house, and the girl snuck out through a window. Aria Kalinich suffered from a condition, according to a mother, where kids run away and sneak off and put themselves in dangerous situations. The president hit the battleground state of Ohio for his first rally since the Send Her Back comments. U.S. Bank Arena in Cincinnati, not addressing the Squad or Baltimore or Elijah Cummings, but rather the Democratic presidential candidates he saw during the debates.
A guy like a sleepy Joe Biden is going to come in and say, but I can do better. I can do better. He wants to go back to sleep.
The president, meanwhile, has escalated his trade war with China, declaring the U.S. will now put a 10% tariff on $300 billion worth of Chinese goods starting September 1st. These tariffs will affect everything from laptops to tablets to iPhones to apparel and toys. In May, the president had proposed a 25% tariff on the same goods. We might be paying for more goods soon, or some more for goods soon, but the good news, you'll pay less for back-to-school items this weekend. Ohio's back-to-school sales tax holiday has begun, and it runs through midnight on Sunday night, as Ken Robinson reports.
Throughout the period, the following items are exempt from sales and use taxes. Clothing, priced at $75 per item or less. And school supplies and school instructional materials priced at $20 per item or less. Ohio Senate Bill 226 provides for a permanent sales tax holiday on the first Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of August of each year. I'm Ken Robinson, WTAM News.
And speaking of shopping, a major development at the site of the Midway Mall in Elyria, Industrial Commercial Properties announced its acquisition of the 18-acre Dillard site at Midway Mall.
People's new retail spending habits online and other competition in the area, and the fact that lots of mall tenants can no longer afford to pay for the common spaces in malls.
Earlier this year, ICP purchased the Sears Building and Sears Auto Center located on 17 acres on the western edge of the property. These acquisitions represent a significant step forward in the revitalization of this major regional commercial corridor. Well, it brings twins in from all over the world. The 2019 Twins Day Festival is going on this Saturday and Sunday. The annual international event recorded as the largest annual gathering of twins in the world by the Guinness Book of World Records, and another event bringing people into Northeast Ohio. The NFL season kicked off last night at Tom Benson Stadium in Canton, with the Broncos beating the Falcons 14-10 and drawing fans from all over the country.
I've just been able to experience this. It's been on my bucket list for a while.
This is a great destination for the entire football country to come here to visit teams.
There are events all day today, and the enshrinement takes place on Saturday. The granddaughter of Robert F. Kennedy has died at the Kennedy compound in Hyannisport, Massachusetts. 22-year-old Circe Kennedy Hill died of an apparent drug overdose. She was a daughter of Courtney Kennedy Hill. R. Kelly, now in New York, jetted from Chicago in shackles to appear in court. He faces a variety of charges of sex crimes against minors in both Illinois and New York. Cuyahoga County's Family Justice Center will host its inaugural Camp Hope beginning Sunday. The camp is the first camp program in the United States tailored to children who have witnessed domestic violence. It focuses on building resiliency and helping children believe in themselves. Well, it looks like it wasn't always a good time for the Cavaliers.
Believe in Cleveland. Savor it.